Hello, welcome back. Today, flying from Montreal towards Toronto, Canada. We are taking off from runway 24 left and we are ready for taxi. Altimeter 3006 and the winds is 220 at 7. Outside temperature minus 8 degrees. So probably good idea to put some engine anti-ice for the departure. Release parking brakes, let's go. So the holding point is at our right. So we turn here on right on the taxiway. And then left on Alpha. Let's turn right. So this is Delta and the next one is Alpha. So we turn here left. All the way to the holding point, runway 24 left. Thrust idle. So we first cross runway 28. It's not really crossing. 28 is on our left. Runway turn-off lights on. Start switches to continuous. Flaps 5 are set. Auto brakes on rejected takeoff. Altimeter is set. Seatbelt signs on. Today is a little special. We have no real VOR on the route, so we will just go using LNAV. Truck, pay attention. Crazy trucks. So the lights on the right are for the runway 24 left. That's where we will go for the takeoff. Thrust idle. So runway heading is 237. 237 is set. NAV and VNAV are armed. Initial altitude 6,000 feet. All set for the takeoff. So we fly runway heading for about 13 miles, and the first waypoint is full for Foxtrot Uniform Lima, Foxtrot Oscar. And then we can climb to our flight level 280. It is a short flight, around 280 miles, so a little less than 1 hour. I could use some thrust now. Approaching the holding point. Crossing Alpha 3. And next one on the right will lead us to runway 24 left. Ground speed 16 knots. So we are doing a derated takeoff 1. So maximum thrust is 90.1% on N1. Thrust idle, and we can put some lights, the landing lights, why not? We are cleared for the takeoff. Reduce to 10 knots. And turning right. Aligning with the runway center line. All lights on. So clock started. We can select auto thrust on. Advanced throttle to 40%. Runway heading 237 is set. Advanced power. And toga.
$80 knots.
Checked. Thrust hold.
V1 rotate.
Rotate. 5%, 5 degrees. Continue. 10 degrees pitch.
Positive rate.
Gear up. can go to autopilot on.
$1,000.
Flaps 2. Flaps 1. And flaps up. Flaps up, no light, gear off. So full flow is 9 nautical mile.
$1,000 to go.
So we are leveling at 6,000 feet till full flow, and there we resume the climb to flight level 280. So local time is 10:48, Zulu time 16:48. So we have 6 hours difference. And the arrival is estimated at 17:30, which is 40 minutes from now. We are at full flow, so we can climb to flight level 280. And we just need to press altitude intervene, and it will climb automatically using VNAV at maximum thrust. And maintain 250 knots for the time being. So we get a fantastic climb of 4,700 feet. It's now reducing a little. We are flying now to the waypoint agbek, Alpha Delta Victor India Kilo, 31.5 nautical miles. And we just passed flight level 100, or 10,000 feet, more precisely. So we can extinguish landing light, runway turn off light, taxi light, ignition switches to off, logo light, wheel light, seatbelt signs to auto. So it seems that we will be level flight level 280 at agbek, or just after. Still climbing at more than 3000 feet per minute. As we are passing 18,000 feet, we can select altimeter standard. So for the fuel we loaded 6,500 kilos, and the fuel at destination remaining will be 3.9, so more than 2 hours flight, so more than enough for going to an eventual alternate. $8,000 feet to go. So the next waypoint after agbek is Lorca. Agbek 4 nautical mile, and we are above flight level 220, so we can select engine anti-ice off, no clouds, and the speed is fast enough. Passing agbek, next waypoint Lorca, 65 nautical mile, estimated time is 17:05, which is 9 minutes. passing flight level 255 for flight level 280.
Thousand to go.
Approaching the cruise level, 400 feet. And leveling at flight level 280, and increase the speed to 302 knots indicated. Progress page. So Toronto is at 208 nautical mile. Arrival foreseen at 17:32 Zulu. And we are 126 nautical mile from the top of descent, 17:16, and that is 17 minutes from now. Indeed, a short flight. Now we can check the weather at Toronto. So, airport elevation 543, let's say 550, and the weather is 330 at 7 with an altimeter of 3018. So we can use 33 right or 33 left. Probably 33 right is the longest runway, 11,000 feet. 33 is 9,000 feet. So let's go for a 33 right arrival. So let's check the arrival. Maybach is not a good one. Faulty tick here. Alohu is coming from the other side. Ragit, no. Udnov, no. None of that is really good enough, so let's just shoot for an ILS. 33 right from Zibo, and then the ILS. not bad. It will be a rather sharp turn for ELS, but that's okay. So ILS 33 right. And the altimeter 3018, so we can pre-select 3018. is set. Departure arrival, and we go for an ILS 33 right. Zibo left and right. So Zibo, we should be at 5,000 feet. Approach reference, so it's a long runway, 11,000 feet, flaps 30 is good enough, 143 is the approach speed, and the ILS 110.3, 327 heading, 110.3. .3, and we can select that already, but of course it is much too far away. 237 was it? Interestingly enough, it's exactly the same heading as in Montreal. 327. Oh. .327. .327 is set. So we have a headwind of 36 knots for the moment, so ground speed only 414 knots. And the time at destination is now 17:34, which is 30 minutes from now. Passing Lorca. Next waypoint, Agnop, Alpha, Golf, November, Oscar, Bravo, 66 nautical mile. And after Agnop, we can already see the top of descent indication coming as the green circle TD for top of descent. So top of descent is around 70 miles. You can check that here more precisely. 74 to top of descent at 17:16. That is 10 minutes from now. So we can select already auto brakes 2. Outside temperature -20. backing up 50 nautical mile. Of course, using LNAV mode you have a lot less to do on the radio page, so it is, I find it slightly more boring. But as we are closing the top of the descent, things will commence to happening faster and faster. So expect landing on the runway 33 right, and that on the heading 327. ILS is tuned. Flight time since the pushback 38 minutes, and we expect some more 25 minutes to be on the ground. So top of descent is now less than 40 miles. We'll hit the 40-mile ring. In the descent page, 37 nautical mile to go. So we should see a warning that we need to change the altitude of the MCP to allow for descent in VNAV mode. time, estimated time at Agnop 17:15, 2 minutes from now. Agnop 5.5 nautical mile. Next waypoint Zibo 87.4. So VNAV is already commanding a reduction of speed to 287. That is what is indicated for the descent page, and we will soon get the message that we need to change the altitude and the MCP. To allow for a descent. So if we don't change the altitude, of course VNAV will not descend, not allow the plane to descend. If we change the altitude and the MCP, then the descent will start automatically at the top of descent point. There is the message FMC. So if we check reset MCP altitude, okay, that's what we will do, and we descend to 5,000 feet. And of course the descent will only start when we pass the top of descent, which is now 2 nautical miles away. And the descent starts now. You also see the VNAV path profile, and we will descend at 287 knots, so it will be a rather fast descent, high speed descent. So thrust is idle, and we're descending at 2,200 feet. And you can see that at that rate we will be level at 5,000 well before Zibo. at Zibo we should be around 190 knots also, so we'll have to reduce the speed a lot. So when we pass flight level 230, we can put the engine anti-ice on, and the seatbelt signs on. Less than 15 minutes to go. Let's do that now. Engine anti-ice on, seatbelt signs on. And we pass now flight level 205 for 5,000 feet, and we can see that in 40 miles we should be level at 5,000 feet. Okay, below the 18,000 feet we can set the altimeter to 3018. Now with the change of the altimeter we were a little bit above the profile, but it's now catching up with a faster rate of descent, and now we are bang on the VNAV path. So Zibo 5,000 feet, and then we can descend to 3000 feet to catch the ILS at Agbek. Now, because this is not a hard constraint, we can also already select 3000 feet. It will stay on the VNAV path. So passing now flight level 1 or 14,000 feet for 3,000 feet. As usual, we will put some ring information around runway 33 right. 3 rings, one at 4 miles, a second ring at 10 miles, and a third ring at 20 miles. And we see that at Zibo, we are nearly on the touching the 10-mile ring, so we turn left to intercept the ILS. So it will be a rather sharp intersection, probably around 9 miles. Speed is now, commanded speed is 240 knots. So the descent is nearly stopped. Descend at 400 feet to let the speed reduce. And as we pass the 10,000 feet, the speed will be below 250 knots. It looks that we have some rain. So we can put the wipers on and select landing lights on, runway turn-off lights on, taxi lights on, logo lights on, wheel well light on, start ignition switches to continuous, outside temperature is -8. Now here we are approaching the 20 radius rain ring. So 20 miles from the runway 33 right. It's 17:28. The estimated time of arrival is 17:38. So 10 minutes from now we should be landing. Passing 7,000 feet for 3,000 feet. Descent rate is now 1250 feet per minute. And interestingly enough, we are still on thrust idle. So we maintain 240 knots with thrust idle and descending at 1200 feet. I don't think this is quite right. So Zibo 5 miles, then we turn left. And we should pretty soon have some ILS information. Now a huge increase of thrust to regain 240 knots. But we need to slow down, so the contrary we should do. Now again thrust idle. So let's do a vertical speed mode of 1000 feet and reduce the speed to 180. Got a new heading of 220 and we have some ILS information. India Lima Echo. Let's confirm that. India Lima Echo, that is correct. And speed 235 and decreasing. Passing 4,000 feet.
1,000 to go.
So the intercept should be around 295. We are doing 220 now to stay away from the 10-mile ring, and we should shoot for intersection around a 10-mile. Speed 225, select flaps 2 to help reduce the speed. And we are leveling at 3,000 feet now. Let's turn right to 295, or let's say 30. Will be late, so we will overshoot the ILS. So continue to 360. So we intercept the ILS from the left now. Let's select auto thrust off. Thrust at 55, 54. Glide slope is already alive.
Thousand to go.
Let's descend at 2,500. And localizer is active. Select Vorlock capture. Select approach mode. Reduce thrust. Gear down.
2,500.
Flaps 5. Gear down 3 green. Descending with the glide. Flaps 10. Flaps 15. Runway is in sight. Reduce speed to 150 knots. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. Increase thrust to maintain the speed at 150. Thrust at 62. And we are now fully established, descending with the glide and speed 150 knots. Autopilot off. Auto thrust off. Keep descending. Too white, too red. Little high.
1,000.
Speed 154. Reduce thrust a little. The wind is from the left. Continue.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10,
Close thrust. Oh, what's that? It's not particularly a great landing. I wouldn't say that. Reverses. Wings were not level.
80 knots.
Probably a big no-no. And we can exit on the right.
Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you
Flaps
enjoyed
up.
yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
And turning right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to this airport. For your own comfort and safety, please
Flight
ensure
director
that
off.
your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has come to complete stop and the captain has switched off the fasten.
Welcome
Please
in
refrain from
Toronto.
smoking until we have reached the designated smoking area, which is well outside the terminal building. On behalf of your crew on board today, we'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us, and we wish you a safe onward journey.
So landing lights off. Runway turn off, light off. Starting APU. Turning right on Bravo. So outside temperature is now -3 degrees. It's not raining anymore, so we probably can select engine NTIs off, pitot heat off also. Remaining fuel 2,800 kilos. Thrust at idle. Turning here left on Alpha Tango. And we can go on this stand, why not? Bravo 15. taxi lights off. And select parking brakes on, APU gen on, cut off engine number 1, cut off engine number 2, fuel pumps off, position strobe off, collision lights off, wing lights off. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Toronto. Let's check the replay for the fun. So probably around here. Ooh. So far so good. Too white, too red. You can see that here. Wind is from the left. A little wind, not too much. Descending now. Too white, too red. Looking a little high. Not bad for the runway heading center line. Clearly see too white, too red. So approach is stable. Here it will deteriorate a little. Trying to bring back the center line. A little early. Ooh, there was kind of gusty wind at the end. Okay, not too bad. So
25,
see.
20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20,
If it goes, okay. If we stop here, probably it will crash explain.
20, 20,
Let's see if that theory
2500
is justified.
25.
So let's stop the replay here. We are stopped. And we exit the replay. Not too bad, not too bad. It didn't crash. So we are stopped. We can put some chocks and release the passengers. Seatbelt signs off. Hydraulic electric fuel pumps off. All that is good. Engine bleeder off. We can select packs off. We don't have ground power, so we stay here. Ladies and gentlemen, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.